Hi everyone and welcome back to Cute Life Hacks. I'm Joanna and this is my slightly new channel intro. In this video, we're going to try mixing slime with a crazy new clay called Morph. I made a review for Morph Clay on my other channel Macaroon last week and there were literally hundreds of comments asking what happens if you combine it with slime. I've linked this video below, so be sure to watch it if you want to know more about Morph. And of course, please take a moment to subscribe to both of my channels, Macaroon and Cute Life Hacks, since I take turns uploading new DIYs to each one. Morph Clay feels like a combination of paper clay and kinetic sand, and it gets fluffier the more you play with it. When you first open the box, you'll notice it comes in strange chunks which look like marshmallows or fudge. A big thanks to a viewer under my other video who explained why it's like this. It turns out the clay needs to be frozen before packaging so they can weigh and measure out the exact amount. So these are basically little ice cubes of clay, which I think is pretty cool. Morph is incredibly soft and it fluffs up when you stretch it. Many people have correctly mentioned that this looks a lot like putty eraser. However, it feels much lighter than putty rubber and it smells exactly like Hearty Soft or Daiso paper clay. I suspect that this is a normal paper clay with added dimethicone, which is a silicone-based polymer that's also used to make kinetic sand. But the big question of course is, what happens when you mix Morph Clay into slime? Everyone knows that mixing clay and slime is the easy recipe for making butter slime. However, I'm really curious to know what difference the fluffy texture of Morph would make. So to test this, I'm going to make a batch of clear slime. I'm using transparent PVA glue simply because I want the final slime to have the same color as Morph Clay. However, slime made with white glue works just as well for this. I'm also making a thick slime, which means I'm using pure glue here without adding any extra water. Morph Clay has water repellent qualities and I had a feeling that adding extra water wouldn't be a good idea, and you'll see why this was the right decision later on. If you've never made slime before, then please check out one of my other tutorials linked below where I have exact quantities and instructions on how you make clear slime. For this experiment, I'm just completely eyeballing the ingredients. I added some baking soda and contact lens solution and stirred it until the mixture no longer sticks to the bowl or spoon. Next, I decided to divide up the Morph Clay into small containers and add slightly different amounts of slime to each one. However, this was a slight fail since I actually needed a lot more clay than slime, and I realized it when I started playing with the pink one. As you can see, it starts off okay, but the mixture suddenly starts turning sticky. This is really weird because it's almost like the Morph Clay is undoing the effects of borate and baking soda and is basically changing it back into glue. This is definitely a lot stickier than the slime I made and is getting worse the more I play with it. At this point, I'm just thinking this whole experiment is a fail, but there might still be a chance to save it. So I placed all the goop into a bowl and added a lot more clay to it. This actually worked and the mixture started turning back into slime. This feels a lot like butter slime, but it has a unique foamy texture. When you pull it apart, it looks like a liquid sponge, which is what obviously inspired the name of this video. I would say that this is the perfect texture for sponge slime. If you add too much clay, then it turns hard and rubbery like this. And if you add too much slime, then it turns into a normal butter slime. It's still fun to play with, but you don't have the same foamy consistency. The good thing is that this slime is fairly flexible, so you can keep on adding slime or clay to change the texture back and forth. A strange thing I noticed about this slime is that after playing with it for a while, it starts to leak water onto the table. As mentioned earlier, I didn't add any water to the slime, but of course the glue and contact lens solution already contains moisture. It seems like the clay is actually extracting water from the slime and then pushing it out, so it literally acts like a sponge. I checked the Morph website and it says in their FAQ that Morph is like a sponge and will hold water inside. To return Morph to its original state, squeeze the water out, then spread your Morph out flat and let the remaining water evaporate. So that explains why you can actually squeeze water out of this slime. I hope you enjoyed this experiment, and if you want to try Morph yourself, then I've included the Amazon links below. The clay isn't that cheap, so this isn't really a slime you can sell for profit. However, if you love playing with sensory toys like slime, clay or kinetic sand, then you'll have lots of fun with it. For the rest of this video, I'll just continue playing this relaxing slime mixing clip. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye!